Hi, welcome. Just getting the stream and stuff set up here. Just hang on one moment. Let's see. Just, what? Is it actually working? Yeah, let's see here. It should work. Let's see. Just getting everything all situated. And almost got it here. Oops. And almost there. And also here. Alright. So, today, I'm going to start off with the P47. And with that, let's see here. We're going to start off with the worst version and just go down the line. And in between, possibly do some viewer requested planes as a possibility. But we'll have to wait and see here. Alright, so this P47D22 is not fully upgraded, but it also has the M20 armor-piercing incendiaries, which is the late war US 50 cal ammunition. The only downside to using the tracers is, well, they can see you, but it does a lot of damage. It is very easy to catch aircraft on fire. So let's get started and see how things go. Alright, let's see. Okay, I think I got all that there. Got that there. And let's see here. Got one last thing to do. There. Let's that out. Perfect. Yeah, just testing the text box. Yep, text box is good. I prefer 500 gun convergence for the P47. Okay. Test box is good. Now we're good to go. Alright, so... Oh god. Is this another aircraft that's randomly firing? So what's the P-47? Well, it's a mid-war design that was originally designed to intercept at high altitudes or to fly and escort bombers at high altitude. That's why it's so massive and big, because it has a turbo supercharger. That's why it has such a deep fuselage. And it has 8 50 caliber machine guns, with a lot of rounds stored in them. This particular version is the earliest one in the game that I'm aware of. It's technically the worst version because it doesn't climb very well. But then again, a big heavy aircraft is usually not going to climb well in the first place. What it can do is high-speed maneuvering and maintain altitude pressure at very high velocities for a propeller aircraft. At high altitude. Low altitude, not quite so much. That doesn't mean it's useless, it just is not very good at it. You don't really want to be low on this plane if you can help it. It gets outclimbed by some bombers, believe it or not. You can run web for a really long time as well. It's just the way it goes, you know? I also had to do quite a lot of chess today, so that's why I was a little late for the live stream. But, tend to keep it to an hour or so today because, well, it started late with the live stream, so had to do a lot of real life commitment stuff. That's the reason. As for the plane itself, it was actually designed by Sikorsky Aircraft. It was a follow-up, I think, to the P-43 Lance. Not the P-43, it was like a Lancer. Like it was an earlier version of this plane. And this is the later version of the aircraft, dramatically different. It also was used a lot in ground attacks. It's a very durable aircraft. Big, massive radio engine. Could also help with head-ons. Not saying it would be invincible or anything like that, but it's definitely more resistant to taking damage. And usually you side climb with this aircraft at the start. You can actually do some good ground attack runs with this plane, but doing it at the start is usually not advised. It can do it, but I wouldn't suggest you do that because, well, you're really sacrificing a lot of performance. It takes the biggest challenge with this aircraft is just getting to altitude and finding an aircraft in time. I usually climb between 10 to 15 degrees with the earlier P-47s. The D-28 and later, well, technically the D-28 is actually the best version on the credit tree. The N is the latest war version, but it's not as good. It rolls better, but it weighs more because it carries a lot of fuel, which was designed as an escort in the Pacific Theater, which was part of the problem. And also, it just, it's heftier. So it weighs even more because of that. Takes a much longer time to do anything. Doesn't mean it's not effective, it's just nowhere near as good as the D-28. D-28 is probably the pinnacle of the credit tree line of the P-47. So, what you can do is actually occasionally force head-ons with certain aircraft. Not all of them, though, obviously. And another thing is, well, this thing is good at diving. It's not good at initial acceleration, but once you get going, whew, man, can it dive. I mean, 4,000 is the minimal altitude you really want to be. 5,000 is ideal if you can get to that point. But I'm not even close to the minimal goal yet. This BF-110 wants me, so guess we'll see what's what there. Don't really want to head on him. Oh. Well, too bad. I guess I have to head on him anyways, because he forced the fight. And of course, he puts up the fire. Typical Gaijin moment. Ay, ay, ay. Very typical Gaijin moment. So, that is why I usually don't recommend flying the D-22, partly because it's even slower at climbing. It's definitely better than the C-10, but it's a bit tricky. So, we'll go on to the D-25 here. So, it is spaded. So, it climbs, let's see here, the non-spaded D-22 climbs at 1,800. D-25 climbs at 2,087 feet per minute. D-28 is 2,700. The end version is 2,756, but it's a slightly slower rate of climb than that one. And thanks to the community, I was able to get the 47M, which will be. This is a really good aircraft, but it's very hard to acquire. So I was really grateful for that. So let's go with the D-25 here. And get going. It just sometimes you get those kind of matches too, so it's not it's not always the best thing to do, And of course, tracers. Some players recommend 400. I've heard of even people recommending 600. I usually like to do it in between, do 500 for the gun convergence. You don't want it to be too close. Oh, jeez. I hate it when people do that. Alright, so just take off here as usual. No Japanese plane on the enemy, so that means it could have a potentially better match. Also, the D-25 is the later version of the Thunderbolt family, in particular. So, it has a bubble canopy, which is useless in this game, but very useful in IL-2. It has more engine power, which is more useful. Not as much as the D-28, but it's definitely better than the D-22 in that regard. It's the same approach in playstyle. And it looks like I made a minor blunder once again. I realized that the enemy's coming straight from there, so I want to kind of climb this way. You can wipe for quite a long while with the radiator upgrade. So let's see here, just climb a bit here. And see and do here. So, let's see what we got. Just trying to climb there. And what else do we have here? Not much to report. So right now it's just climbing around in a P-47. Usually I don't do much more than 15 degrees, typically, because, well, it doesn't climb very well. You can do, like, almost 19, but it'll be really slow. I mean, you can do it, but it's not ideal. And what else do we have here? Well, the map is Mosdock, so it's a little bit of a shorter map. Just doing some climbing. And let's see here. Is that a Spitfire? Oh, it's the Spitfire Mark 9 on my team. Okay, I almost was like, wait a minute. It's like, how did it get here already? So then I'll just lower the climb just a little bit to like 11 degrees. Wait for it to get some more speed and then go back up to 15. It takes a little while for it to get some altitude. Once it gets to altitude, it should be much better. Because just like the D-22, that BF-110 wanted to head on me, and then I'm like, oh, great. So that's where that entails. Alright, now I'll just climb it into a cloud. Yay. Very exciting gameplay, I know. But this is the realities of ARB, is you have to climb for quite a while in the P-47 to get somewhere. Let's see what else we got here. We've got a P-47 down there. The good news is, since we're in the clouds, they won't technically see me till later. Let's see it. This is what it looks like in the cockpit. This is why you fly on instruments, I guess. Alright, so there's the Act 3 down there. Don't really want to dive yet. Trying to see what the B-25 is up to. Well, don't know what he's doing there, but whatever. ME-264, nah, not really interested in that. The BE-6, I might, only because there's fighters there. Finally almost at the optimal altitude. Gonna climb to almost 20 degrees here just to get some more altitude. The higher you go, the better this plane performs, because the air is thinner and you have more engine power, typically beyond 4,000. That's when the gearings really kick in, and then you can really start hitting the VTEC. No, it's not really VTEC, but kind of acts like it. It's not really the same thing. It's like the VTEC just kicked in. Now we're really hauling. Look at that acceleration already. We're not even at 5,000 meters and this plane's already going. Alright, so there's the BE-6. Want to close in to like 1.6 and start firing. There we go. Got a critical there. Oh, yeah, I don't want to really chance fate too much, so I'm going to start wiggling a little bit. And try again. Right there. What? Are you serious? Really? Apparently, I guess I get a critical, but apparently a BE-6 can tank 50 cals. Oh my god. And this is where War Thunder can get miserable. You do all that work, you shoot at the BE6, and the BE6 is, nope, I decided to do JE286 Magic Monarchy, you know. But when you end up flying it, you never get those kind of things. That's just the Gaijin snail way. Now we fly the arguably the best credit version of the P47, the D28. We'll take that out for a spin. So the major difference also with the D25 and D28 is D28 is also about 10 miles an hour faster, 444. This is 435. It's a little bit smidge lower at the gearing, supposedly loses steam after 7,000 meters versus 9,000 respectively. I never really put that to the test. And yes, I do minimal fuel load. Because doing minimal fuel load reduces the weight, and it's 18 minutes, so that's more than enough fuel to arguably get somewhere. Let's see what else we got here. So now just do that there. And what else do we have here? And we got the plane taking off again into the sky. Let's see, this time around it should be better. Doing the same gun conversions, of course, 500 and tracers. Hey, what's up? Welcome. What's up, Chris? I'm just flying the P47 right now. And, well, the first two matches didn't go that well. Apparently, BE6 got more, tanky. So, yeah. Basically climbed for nothing. Sometimes some P47 matches can really go that badly. It's like, gee, so, I'm flying arguably the best credit tree version in the game of the P47, which is the D28. It's like a mid-1944-45 version. The manifold pressure is like a ridiculous 70 inches. That is a lot of horsepower. That's like almost 1,950 on paper. Which is quite a lot of horsepower, even at this altitude, where it's not really optimized for. At least if you're doing fighter versus fighter stuff. Now I can ground pound just like any others. So, it's just, right now I'm just doing the very exciting climbing phase of the P47. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But that's why, thankfully, they are cheap. This plane spaded is actually probably one of the cheapest 4.7 to 5.7 planes in the game on the credit tree. Only 3,695 spaded. Very cost effective. It's just the problem is, well, it doesn't climb very well. But that's because of all the weight. You know? Because it's a very big, heavy plane. Still has the same 50 cows, of course. 8 of them. Same ammo count and everything. So once you get used to that, it's pretty much very easy to get used to in that aspect. And I love the fact you can use the late war tracer armor-piercing incendiary bullet, the M20s. These are actually really good bullets. I just had really bad luck in the previous match. Usually that plane gets shot down much easier than that. And right now you can see the difference of climbing in a spaded D28 versus a spaded D25 versus spaded D22. I'm already almost at 3,500 meters at this point, not even climbing at 20 degrees. It's just quite crazy if you think about it. So, let's see what we got here. There's a tall 154, so the competition is going to be tougher too. My goal is to at least get to 4,000 meters or higher. Some players prefer going to 5,000, but my opinion, going to 5,000 in a P47 that's lower than the D28 is a really long time. But the higher you go, of course, the better it performs. because by the time you reach the altitude that's optimal for, you can start getting really fast. Speed is this plane's biggest strength. Once it gets to that speed, it maintains it pretty well too. It's very good at diving maneuvers. Anything that's related to going downwards is where this plane excels at. Any vertical without speed, forget it. It needs the speed to survive. As you can see, the acceleration already starting to get better as they get higher. Because that's where the gearing starts kicking in, and then you can say, like, VTech kicked in again. Even though it's not VTech. That kind of stuff didn't exist in the 1940s. So, down below there is a bunch of planes. I'm going to climb above them a bit. Once they climb down low, then I can dive on them. Now that I can dive on them, I can turn off the web. You can wipe a really long time in P-47 as well. And within reason, the high-speed maneuverability of this plane is pretty bonkers. Just want to make sure not to overspeed a little too much. Don't want to sacrifice all my altitude yet. Okay, let's see here. Now I can dive on some aircraft here. Now I can get some serious speed going. I'm gonna go after this 109 maybe. No, he split S, so I don't want to do that. So I go back up. And then I'll do an Immelman here, which is what I can do at high speeds. Low speeds is suicide. That's okay. Then I dive back down. Oh, come on. There we go. And then I'll dive away. So that's what I do. That plane stalled out. Got a kill assist. And I'm screaming back in. Just like this. Now we get some action. This 109 looks like it can take... never mind. And the G died. Okay, well. That's unfortunate. So then I'll just climb up and over here. As you can see, it's a little herky-jerky at lower speeds. Wow. A lot of the enemy already died already. And that's what I mean, like, by the time you reach 4,500, a lot of people start going down again. And that's when you can pounce on them. Random AA flak. The best kind of flak ever. Just slowly climbing back up at a 9-degree angle here. While weaping, because, well, want to be above them. There's 1, 2, 3 enemy aircraft left. There's Thunderbolt, Wyvern, and some other point. Oh, ITP. Okay. The Thunderbolt I might actually go after first, depending on where they're located. That's the airfield where the Wyvern is, so I won't go after him. And then I'll start going after this Thunderbolt here. And see what's what. Is he gonna really head on me? Oh, of course. Everyone always loves to head on. Well, I'm trying not to head on here. Apparently he can still hit me, but I can't hit him. That's great. I always love it when people can pull off that magic crap. So just for that, I'm definitely going after him now. If you're gonna do that, fine. I'll just start pelting you with bullets until it goes down. Come on. Come on. Jeez, what the f... There. Finally. Jeez. It's like, one, I know my aim's not good, but gee, my knees, game. Give me a break. So now that they basically hosed a lot of ammo into that one, finally shot it down. It's like, jeez. And see here. It's the ITP. Oh, he's over the airfield. Yeah, I don't want to chance that. So I'll just go back. Not going to chance that there. and just head away then. And get the plane fixed, hopefully. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. Just climb at like a 5-degree angle and just climb away then. I'm not going after that. One of only 2 points left. It's not worth the risk. I don't know where that A6M is, but what's he doing? I mean, I could help the A6M. If he goes away from his airbase, sure. Then I can cut him off. If he's going to do that, then yeah, of course. I'm going to go after it then. Alright, let's help out the A6M. He may get lucky or not. No. Okay. What's he doing? Trying to get to him. Let's see here. ITP looks like he's going back to the enemy base already. Trying to get more speed to see if I can catch him. Hopefully I can. Come on. Are you serious? Can I really not catch this guy? Man, how much speed does this ITP? I'm almost going 390 indicated, and this guy is like still outrunning me. Alright. Come on. Come on. Critical to him? Really? Come on. Ah. Well, screwed this match anyways. Whatever. At this point, I really don't care. That match was going to go on for eternity, and I didn't want to just ground pound the whole time. I already do that enough in the P-47. Moving on to the 47N-15. Arguably the worst Thunderbolt in the credit tree in the game because of its weight. It is a much heavier plane because it was intended for the Pacific. So now we're doing something that's also garbage or very mediocre at best. I mean, it has the strengths of a P-47, but yeah. To be honest, I'm starting to think of switching back to 400 soon. Because I honestly do not know. And there's that weird bug where it repeats the text. I don't know why it does that. Like, why does it repeat some of the text like that? But anyways, onwards. So, let's see, how much manifold pressure? Yeah, it does about the same manifold pressure, which is kind of strange. Let's see, where's the enemy going to? Okay. Well, now I'm flying the N version. So let's see how November does. Let's see, I climb at 15 degrees. I mean, the cockpit's the same. Manifold pressure is about the same. It's a lot heavier because of the fuel load. That's for sure. And the battle rating is actually 4.7. Now, the funny thing is about this plane, it actually costs 3,000 more lions per match spaded than the D-28, which is also kind of strange too, because on paper it's not really anything different except for the quick wing, which allows for a little bit better roll rate, but that's about it. Not really a whole lot else to say in the differences. I haven't really flown this plane a lot because, you know, it's not really that good. It's definitely not the worst, but it's one of the not so good versions. The D-22 is the worst one because it doesn't climb very well. This one at least climbs a little bit, like the D-28, but not by much. But I'll just side climb up and see what's what here. Wait a minute, did I read that right? Oh, you know what? I think I now found one other reason why it's a little bit heavier. It has 4,000 rounds instead of like 3,400, I think, or 3,500. That could also be why it feels so heavier. That makes sense. Now it's not just because of the fuel load. It's also because of that, too. Interesting. I didn't know that. That is actually a very strange thing. I never would have guessed that. So, as I just turn off the air conditioning because it's getting cold in here. Doing this side climb probably is not the most optimal thing, but wanted to try a different kind of approach for this one, just to see how it goes. ME264. Okay. And what else do we have here? Just waiting for the plane to get some acceleration here and then climb again. Climb at like 19 to 20 degrees. See how that goes on 100%. Then I'll do full WEP again. Oh, it seems like this side climb idea kind of worked. Interesting. So at that height here, so go down to like 10 degrees again. And see if that works. What else do we have here? Oh. There's a 109, my aim is Trax EXE. Sometimes I think I should rename my account that for Warthunder. Because my aim is pretty trash as well. It's because I fly so many different aircraft, I don't get a lot of time in the same plane, so it also doesn't help matters as well. And then climb up again. And see what got here. Huh. Okay. A lot of enemy planes already got shot down. 3 for 1. Wow. So that's a good start. And then I'll just climb again, just at a very shallow angle. And then just keep on climbing, I guess. Never know in this game. Maybe this one will be a better match. I have no idea. You know, now at 5,000 meters, which is good. So now we should really see if we level out here and gain some speed. Should see the acceleration start kicking in a bit. There we go. Let's see what we got below here. So we got a P-51 I could dive on. Definitely want that. Yeah, the rate of roll is much better. This one. Let's see what we got here. Also got a Doe 264. Not going after the 264. That's crazy. Doe, I could. Nah. All right, I'm just going back around. I'm not going after the airfield points. They're going back. So let's go after the 109. My aim is trash. Wow, oxymoronic name there. Let's see if I can catch him. He definitely saw me coming now. I mean, it's very hard to miss a P-47 coming after you. Let's see here. see if I can get within his parameter here. Oh no, it does not have an air brake. I thought this version may, but it does not. There we go. Got a hit. What? Oh, are you serious? I hate when people do this. There you go. What? Are you serious? What the f— Wow. Okay. That's really bogus. That's really dumb. You gotta be kidding me. Come on. Well. Now I've gotta do defensive spirals now. Oh, for crying out loud. Will you guys get him? Apparently not. Watch, it'll take like 10 years to kill him too. Yep. Yeah. Just like that. Wonderful community. Had 4 points on him. Set him up to do that, and apparently my bullets just like phased through his frickin' plane. God. Oh, man. Some days like this is why I just wonder why I even played this game. Sometimes I just question myself when they do that. Alright, so now to arguably the best version of the P-47, the M47M1. This plane was gifted by the community recently. Suppose is the best one. It actually climbs really good. Has an air brake. And, well, I'm going to set the convergence to 400 because I'm sick of these bullets just not hitting. So I'm going to just put them closer together. So 400 is what I'm going to do. It is kind of silly, though. It's just like, sometimes you just want to, you know. Anyways, so this plane, the only difference between this one and the other M is that this has a Polish skin. Otherwise, it's the same exact flight performance as the normal P-47M. This plane is actually really good, too. But, in my luck, when I talk up a plane, then I do really bad. Ay, ay, ay. Hopefully this time around it'll do good, though. We'll see, though. We'll see. And you can also climb at or just under 20 degrees with web running, because that's how much engine power it makes. The climb's supposed to be 3,131 feet a minute, which is pretty fast. Yeah, it's the same engine power as the D28 in November. So, engine power is actually even better on this version in particular. It's also kind of interesting, like the safe diving speeds indicated. Never reduce power. Yeah, I don't know why it says that, but I guess it's because you can increase the airflow of the ring. I don't know what they mean by that warning. So then I just climb again. There's not as many points in this one. So we'll see if it's just a horde of Ju-288Cs. Yep, there's already one there. Let's see if there's any others. So we'll climb at like 12 degrees, like right about here. And just climb into the battle a bit. With, of course, the engine power running at full tilt. Because you can lamp, just like with any other P-47s, a really long time before you need to start flipping it off and on. And also, hopefully, get better matches on me. Jeez. I wasn't having this terrible of a time in the P-47s in ages, but sometimes you get some really bad matches, sometimes you get good ones. It's the way of the snail. I guess I had too many good matches earlier, or more successful ones earlier, I should say. And then when I go to the live stream, I get shut down and stuff. It's like, yay. But that's just the way of ARB. It's that brutal. So there's a Dell 335 that's diving. Don't know on what, but that is a viable threat. Oh, he's diving on the S8000. So there's 3 Ju-28C bombers and 1 Doe. And there's a BF-109 in the distance, likely the K model. Sometimes it's G14, but usually it's the K. And of course the Doe killed the Narval because he prioritized AI fighters at the start of the match. Which is not necessarily always a good thing. Kind of want to save that for later. And it's a MB264 and above. Oh boy. That's going to be interesting. And then I'll turn off the WEP so I cool down the engine just a little bit here. Maybe if I go to like 74% or 83 maybe, perhaps. Oh, that cooled it down much faster, of course. Okay, so now we go to the WEP again, get some speed. Let's see here, so now I'm starting to accelerate. Oh god. Yeah, I don't want to... I had too many darn head-ons that didn't work out right now, so I'm not going to do that. Yep, that 109's dead. Now there's another one. Hopefully we can go after this one. Come on. No, I can do it. Come on. Pop the air brake a bit. Oh. Extend the air brake out. And then turn around again. And then turn hard. And retract it because, well, guess what? They all got him. I always love when teams do that. So then now we'll just go after ground targets. Fun. Yay. You can tell I'm really thrilled by it. I mean, I'll do it, but it's not my most favorite thing to do. So now we got a bomber in space. And 2 Ju-28Cs that landed. I don't know where they landed, but they landed somewhere. Guess I could go for the light pillboxes, perhaps? Well... And this is why I don't like the 6v6 matches, because usually it's just like, meh. Oh. Finally, not something meh. That's exciting. Finally, I get to chase after something. That's 700 meters. Wow. Well. This one's a bit closer. Where's he at, though? Oh, at 500 meters. No. Oh, that FTG is going after him, so... Go after the other one. Yep. Oh wow, the Spitfire actually killed the 264 Space Climber. That's amazing. There is a time and a place to climb the space, but it depends on the situation. It's very annoying when bomber pirates do it. The only time I've climbed the space is when I'm like one of like 2 planes left, and I know my plane's good at high altitude, and I'm against like 4 to 6, so I'll slowly go towards my own base and then dive on them when they come. Ju-28C is going towards the airfield again, of course. So that's what they always do. What? Oh. I was just gonna say, like, what? So he's the last one. I don't know what his plan is, but we'll find out. Yep, and the last one, of course, they have to chase down is on an airfield. A lot of fun to be had. The deadly airfield. Oh, they are focused on me. So let's see here. Turning around. And let's see if I can go after him now. Let's see here. So he's now flown over the air base. Okay. Now I can dive down here. Get some speed. Get really some speed. I don't know why he didn't just hover around his airbase, but okay. I guess he was hoping that the AA would hit me and damage me, but sometimes you can fool the AA if you're lucky enough to go fast enough to get past him. There's the JU-28C. Just trying to slowly get to him. This is why I always harp on JU-28Cs. They're so much fun to fight against. They really are. I mean, you can tell how much fun in my voice of how much I dread fighting these things. Even with 850 cals and stuff, or a Tiger Cat with like quad 20 mil M3s with 50 cals, they're still a pain in the butt to kill. And of course, he hits me from 1.6 kilometers away. Alright. Well, at least I finally fired a burst there. Jeez. Alright. Well, another ground target destroyed. Yay. Yeah, that's basically all I did. 2 ground targets. Wow. Such fun. I'll find the 47M again. Might as well, I mean, usually doesn't go that boringly. Usually it's a lot more involved than that. So I'm gonna take that out again for a spin. What is the markup discussion? Oh, that's what that is. Okay. No idea what that's supposed to be, but okay. Let's see here. Oh, I got victories and doing terrible in P-47s. Yay. At least it didn't get shot down, so that's good news. So while we're waiting, this plane doesn't always see those goofy 6v6 as much as the F2G. The F2G is a lot cheaper, but the 47 is much cheaper to run. It's like 6,000 max repair cost, which is like 4,000 less than the F2G. The F2G earns a little bit more because it's a little bit higher BR, but it's harder to fly as a fighter. It's not terrible, but it's not as good. It may not climb as fast as the F2G, but it certainly can hang at higher altitude. So I'll take off again and take to the skies. Oh good, this is not a 6v6 match. Miracle. I thought for sure it was going to be cursed with 6v6 the whole time. Now, the reason why I'm a little bit snarky with that is because, well, it's Gaijin. The snail knows all, you know? I always joke about the snail, because their mascot's a snail, so the snail knows all. It's kind of like a pun on Elite Dangerous, where the one pirate bot goes, "I see all," scans your cargo bay. "Darn, my children go hungry tonight," kind of thing. So I just took like a pun with it and ran with it. Because that's what I do. Absolutely amazing dynamic gameplay. Fun and engaging. Also, if you ever wondered where I got the fun and engaging from, that is from War of the Tanks. That actually used to be their tagline and slogan. It's like fun and engaging gameplay. Yes, that was actually a slogan from them. It does exist out there. So, as I'm just climbing into space right now, out there in the great blue skies, just wondering, like, well, hopefully this match goes better. Maybe we can actually finally demonstrate some capabilities of what the P-47 can actually do. The P-47 life in this game can be brutal sometimes, that's for sure. Just like with any aircraft. There's a reason why I really like the A7M2, but I do like the P-47M. It's a really nice plane. It's just also because of my trademark crap aim. Sometimes it's just shake my head and go, man, how come I just miss so much? So, of course, there's Ju-28Cs, but luckily, it's not an entire horde or team of them. There is 3 of them, as usual. There's always 3 or 4 on the enemy team, like this BR, which is 5.7 to 6.7. You will see that. That's just the way it is. Because people don't care about flying anything else but Ju-28Cs the whole time. Yep, and one just crashed. Oversped and crashed. It's very funny when they overspeed and crash. Because on one hand, it's like, it's funny, but on the other hand, you just shake your head and go, wow. So, what else do we have here? We have also 2 more Ju-28Cs. It's just, man. I don't know what to do. They're all down below again. And there's like 2 of these bombers, Fox that rocks, apparently crashed on takeoff or oversped and crashed. Yay. Yep. And then you wonder why bomber pilots can get a really bad rep in this game. This is why. There's a J7W. That is a pusher prop, high BR, high firepower Japanese interceptor. I've never flown it outside of a test flight, but I always like to try it someday. But then again, I just need to save up money. Oh my goodness, another plane oversped and crashed. Or just crashed into the ground. It's like Chibanese. The only time I crash into the ground is if I dive in on a ground target too fast. And then I'll climb up here once again. And see here, there's Ki-84. Oh, yeah, I do not want to engage a Ki-84. That is deadly. Do not want that. Whatsoever. That would be terrible. And what else do we have here? Just need to turn around here. Okay. Now that I turned around, I can dive on... I'm not gonna really go toe-to-toe with those planes up there. I'll let them have their perch for now, because I'm not gonna mess with that. That's just asking for suicide at this point. Having like 4 planes above you like that, and you're the only one there, might as well go low. Temporary, at least. There's no point. Man, this propeller is massive. I forgot how big this propeller really was. And we're going almost 500 miles an hour. Okay. Extend the air brake so I don't overspeed here. Now pop it back in. He did that thing. I'll go after the yak here. Oh, what? A hit? Really? A stupid hit. For all that bullets, this is, oh, it's a hit. Really? Wow, this game is just does not like my flying right now. Come on. Oh, gosh. I should have just renamed this P-47 frustrating question mark. Should I just like made it? I almost was gonna think that's too clickbaity though. I didn't think it was gonna be this frustrating. It's like, gee, my knees. I know that top there is still up high. And I gotta climb back up again. Once again, gotta climb up. Just watching these two taws, especially the one up there. Just looking around as well. Alright. And then just start speeding up here. So one of the taws might be interested in me. He is diving, so I'll turn in. Yep. And then I'll intercept him. Or at least attempt to. Maybe. No. Yeah. Well, risk worth taking, I guess. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, well, the other one's still up there somewhere. Good grief. Alright, well, I just guess I'll dive back down again. I don't know why he dove that way. Is he going after a player? I don't know why he dove. Like, where is he going? Okay, well, this taw is, like, really wants to dive after an F2G, I guess? Is that what he wants? Oh, he is. Okay. Maybe I can finally catch him. Come on. There we go. Got a hit at least. Always keep getting these, like, hits. Like, come on. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Finally. Come on. Really? Lucky Flack? Ah, come on. Good grief. What the hell? Gee, manies, how much freaking ammunition do you need to kill this damn thing? Come on. Die already. Piece of crap. Ugh. It's like an exercise in frustration. Such wararchy, flip-floppity things. Ugh. Alright. Time to do a new approach. Doing one last flight, and then I'm gonna call it. Let's see here. It's like, good grief, that was frustrating. I cannot tell you how frustrating that match was. I had to, like, basically chase down a bomber that outruns, like, certain early jets, and then to just have the bullets just fly over him like that. It's like, oh, come on. It's getting ridiculous, man. Upgrade the weapon maintenance a little bit more. Just to see. That helps a little bit. Not sure if it really does, but whatever. Man, talk about Frustration City. Okay, let's see here. Well, hopefully this next match will go better. I'm gonna try doing a gun conversions I usually don't do. I'm gonna try 700. It's risky, but I'm gonna do it. Might as well try that out. I usually do 4 to 500, but it seems like doing that is just like an exercise in frustration. Let's see here. Oh, it's not a 6v6. Miracle. Okay, well, at least that's the case. It's like, gee, manies. It's like I really am trying. It's not like I'm not trying at all. So the previous match was 8,000, 4,000 with the P-47M. And then that last one where it took me half the ammunition to kill one plane was 18,000. Well, actually more than half. It was like 70% of the ammunition. Earned 18,700 on standard for that. So, at least it's something, I guess. Hopefully this time it'll go better. Gee, manies. So climb to like a 19-degree angle with left running. Because that's what you do. Just start climbing. And this, mind you, is the best version of the P-47, the M. I do like the little camo on the nose art of this plane, though. It's actually pretty cool. I just have to get better at certain tactics, too, that I'm so used to doing in the Zero. You know, just, like, have to break that mindset and go, yeah, wait, this is not a Zero. Can't do certain flight maneuvers. It has engine power, not maneuverability. You know what I mean? It's just, like, crazy. So, while I'm doing that, I must say the P-47 takes a lot of time. Not just for climbing, but also just to get the grips with it. And it is hard work. I mean, you can see how difficult it can be at times. Even once you have the diving advantage, sometimes it's just really hard to get the guns on target when everyone's just like flip-flopping like that, and you're like, oh my goodness, why? It's just so difficult. And once again, let's see here. There's JE-28Cs, of course. Now I'll fly towards the fight a bit. Climb at like very low here, and then just get going. Now at 4,200 meters. Oh, Hornet's a very dangerous opponent. Hornet, well-flown Hornet is a very deadly foe at high altitude. Ask me, I should know. It's just the way it is, you know? So now, going after, not the Hornet though, unless if he does that. I mean, if he overflies the plane like that, I'll see what I can do. He is a very dangerous foe though. This is gonna be tough. Unless if I can head on him. Like that, I guess? No. Well, that plane's gonna burn out of control, I think. That's unlucky. Nope. Of course not. Of course not. Absolutely bloody brilliant. Yeah, and he just gets a minor hull damage. And of course, nobody else will go after the Hornet either, so it's a pointless moot. Probably the most frustrating War Thunder live stream performance-wise yet in that aspect. So I know it wasn't really a great session there, but you know, some days or timing can be like that. But you know, gotta show the truth, you know. Some days you get really good matches and great experiences, other days you get horrible matches or horrible experiences. Just the way gaming can be at times. If you like to support the channel, you can always hit the button that says subscribe if you like. Give it a thumbs up or down or whatever. It's the internet. And if you want to financially help the channel, I do run a Ko-Fi page in the link in the description below. It's just like Ko-Fi is... Whoop, I messed up. Ko-Fi is like Patreon, but different. And, well, next time around, hopefully you can get more to grips with the P-47 experience. It has its ups and a lot of downs at times. Whew. This is Trickster's Journey, signing off.